There's a fine line between stagnation and positioning. Hello everyone, Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and we are here on the free to Paws account because it's about time for another weekly update. Now this is going to be around week 7, so next week around this time I will be pushing the dungeons very hard for positioning to make sure that I get all of the monthly points available, because those points are only available 3 times effectively, and so any points I gained gave me a huge advantage the first week, or the first month I guess it is, and then we have gotten a good position here, so I'm in the top 10 on most of the dungeons. Let's take a look at how I'm positioning myself to make the final stretch as we enter the final third of the competition. So first of all, you'll notice I've actually got a good collection of shards here. So I've got 8 void shards, and I certainly could pull them. We have a progressive chance right now. The Queen would be great. Necrit would be interesting. Honestly, you know, Madame Ceres would be good. Dawncaller, honestly, not particularly exciting because I've already got 2 of them waiting in the wings. Calco would be amazing as well. I don't know if I can really take advantage of most of these champions. I mean, they would be great, particularly the Queen's actually really good. And Chalco, I guess, would be good too for the count. But I don't see that being something I need to be pulling these voids for. And I kind of want to wait and see. The more I've thought about the next fusion, if the next fusion is announced next month, which I kind of expect it to be announced right around when the event dungeon ends, maybe to start that coming Friday. And that means that we'll start that fusion with 1 month left in the free-to-play event. So if I can complete that fusion, I'll have 2 weeks to build that fusion champion and have them affect my account. So I think it might be worthwhile to kind of save up and position myself to be able to do that. Plus, I am 100% sure that next weekend is going to be 2x Ancients. So I've already got 27 Ancients saved up, ready for that 2x event. I have not pulled a legendary on an Ancient, so I'm certainly getting close to being due. And again, while some of these champions here are kind of nice, again, the cat would be great, Hatter would be amusing. I don't know if Knave is going to be good. Losun would be interesting, and Volcanos would honestly probably be the best one for this account. But again, I need a burner that puts the burns out not passively, and so he's not going to be helping me as much as a standard burner might otherwise. And of course, a Magnar would be good, so would a Vogoth. You know, the Epic's not too bad. Don't really need an Ashma, but I don't see them changing the account so greatly that it's worth pulling. I don't want to buy silver. Stop trying to sell me stuff. I don't feel I want to pull the shards now. I want to wait and see if I think this fusion is doable without positioning myself and hurting myself too much in the competition. Are you looking to start right off with a good a leg up as I had? Well, use my code down below and you can get yourself an Ugo and a Rector Drath, 2 endgame epics that are viable both in the early and the late game that will help you progress quickly, and you might be able to make as much, if not more, progress than I have on this account. So we have been grinding away at Faction Wars, and I've been making slow progress here. Now, I've made some pretty big jumps at one point when I was pulling some shards, and since I've been not pulling as many shards, it's been stagnating just a little bit as I slowly but surely focus on a few champions. One of the things I have been doing, however, is I've been identifying good champions that I want to build, either for the account long-term to 6-star, or even just for Faction Wars, maybe to 5-star, and I've been 4-starring and 5-starring them if I'm not sure where my next 6-star is going to be. And that is slowly but surely broadening my account out a little bit. So Knights Rev has certainly got some additional help. I have been working on Rector Drath, who's going to be a big carry for that. She is 6-starred, but she is not fully built yet, partially because I need a lot of books for her. But being at 60 means she's actually doing almost as much damage as anybody else on my account, so I've got a DPS Rector apparently. But just got to get a few other champions here in my Knights Rev. In fact, if we go here and take a look, I've got a Whisper. Whisper is actually hitting pretty hard, but I need to probably level her up a little bit. Executioner probably needs to be a few more levels. I'm actually really happy with this longsword dude. I may actually put some levels into him. And then Renegade is very good, but Renegade is probably not a good long-term solution for the Knights Rev faction, simply because while she's very helpful and the reset can be very good, she's super squishy, and in order to invest her to get 3 stars in the faction, I need to build her very well, which means investing a lot of resources into her, and she doesn't bring as much as I might like into a Faction Wars team specifically. I still may find many uses for her and all kinds of other content. It's nice to have her, and I've had her for a long time. I just haven't been in a position to really utilize her skills better than just about anybody else. Looking over here in the Great Hall, I just got my accuracy up to level 9, which means I unlocked the missions right here. So unfortunately, yesterday was the Spirit Keep, so I cannot do the Spirit Keep one at the moment. It is stage 15, which is really annoying because it should be 15 or higher, but it does happen to be 15, so I'll have to run that a couple times. Get a Void Shard, not too bad. Ascend a Spirit Champion to level 6, then it's Magic and a Magic Champion. So part of what I'm going to be doing for this particular champ training event, which is this Heroes Path event we have right here, there's some pretty good rewards here, particularly this gems here are particularly good. This epic book would be great. These would be helpful for getting some of the souls I want. I'm certainly not going to complain about a legendary book. And if I can get both of these, I can maybe make an epic relic, or maybe even another Cat's Gaze, which would be awesome for the account. This 3-hour regear would certainly be a good thing to snag as well. So I'm going to go pretty ham for a lot of these rewards. I don't really care about the souls. I don't really care about the Hatter's Reserve. I would like to get the Cat's Gaze, but the Cat's Gaze is not as important to me as, say, these two legendary books. So I think I'm probably going to go for getting most of these side events here. So I went with the gems and the soul stone. The Polarium points don't really thrill me that much. Going to go down here, get these gems down here. And, it's decent rewards for the champion training. Maybe I could end up pulling a couple of those voids, but I don't really see them being as good a reward as possibly getting the champion from the next fusion, which would be a guaranteed legendary. So I'm going to take the guaranteed, even if I'm not 100% sure if the guaranteed is going to be an account-changing champion. So I managed to actually get to Spider 20, and I had to manual with this team. But this team does work, and I'm pretty sure it's 100% if I manual it. The problem is manualing is tedious, and manualing is not really where I want to be. Could I eventually make this into a full 100% team? Quite possibly. There's some other things I could certainly do. I could maybe speed it up a bit by maybe throwing Morgaine in there. Might be kind of interesting. I do need some of the healing. Another option would be to put Taragi in there and have Taragi do some of the provoke. The problem is that Geomancer is still going to be a regular target of this particular boss, as well as the Cold Hearts are kind of squishy, so they're going to be targeted more than the Taraki would be unless he does land his provokes. The same with the Morgaine as well. But that's certainly another interesting option, and if I can make that full auto, then I absolutely will. But until then, this seems to work particularly well. The other thing that I have to worry about the Morgaine Taragi is I no longer get decreased defense, and that means that I just need to get Cold Heart to basically do their thing twice. Another option is this may be actually where Renegade comes in again. So maybe Renegade might be a good option instead of Tagore for me to get the Renegade out to reset everybody. Renegade probably becomes a target because she'll be low on HP. And then after I've reset everybody and we've got a good chance of getting those Heartseekers back pretty quickly, maybe we can actually speed through the boss. So that's another option as well. And if I can get that to work 100%, that'll be good too. Then we start pushing into 21 through 25 Spider. That is going to be more difficult because turn meter control becomes much harder at that point in time, which is really why I need an AoE HP burn champion. So in this Doom Tower rotation, we did manage to actually clear the final boss. I tried doing this on stream and couldn't. After changing up the tactics a little bit, this team worked better than using the Cold Hearts to try to lock out the boss. This basically gives in to the fact that Alice is probably going to get stolen at some point in time, and I needed some damage to kill her. This team is definitely not auto-farmable. This team is definitely not 100%. There's some RNG involved, both in making sure the fears don't proc against me and possibly the fears do proc for Alice. So there's an awful lot going on here to get this done, but it's reliable enough that I could certainly do it again if I needed to get it done at least once. The other one I'm certainly struggling with is we go to hard. We have Baumel hard 10 right here. I have a Templar I'm certainly working on building. He's built well, and I've certainly tried the Templar monkey combo, and it's okay, but it's very sketchy, and my Templar's just a little bit too squishy, even with almost level 50 and a lot of gear rolled up. I really do think I'm going to need to 6-star him, but that's fine, because if we go back to the Arbiter missions, I need to 6-star and ascend a Spirit Champion, so he becomes a good candidate for that mission, because the only other Spirit Champion I currently have on my account is a Haikatoon, which, while an okay champion to 6-star would actually be helpful for the account, isn't necessarily bringing me too much, whereas getting past Baumel on this level allows me to get to other further bosses further on, and I think that's going to overall help me get additional points in this competition. And finally, Live Arena has been a wonderful source of energy, a wonderful source of gear, but I think my rapid ascent into Live Arena is probably going to stop at Silver, because it has been a struggle to string together even 3 wins in Silver silver. I took 10 fights to get these 3 wins. It was very hectic, and in silver 2, I'm starting to fight real teams with full-on accounts and people that have been playing for significantly longer than I have, so they just happen to have better gear because I've only been grinding for so long. So I'm still going to play this for a while. I'm still going to try to do either my 10 fights or get to this +5 because these chests are absolutely amazing. I've gotten a legendary book out of this twice, I believe. You can get some pretty good gear. It's a good place for this dust that I can't really get otherwise. Extra silver doesn't suck. Some of these glyphs don't suck either. And of course, this is a way to actually get primal shards as well as some pretty good gear as well. And I don't care if it's 5-star rare. I mean, I wish it was better than 5-star rare, but if it's 5-star rare with good stats, that is helpful for an early game account like this one. So that is where we are at right now. I certainly, if you guys have any questions, if you want to see some of my specific teams, let me know down below. If you have any questions about some of my specific dungeon teams and how I built them and what I'm running them with, I can certainly make videos on some of those specifically. I've gone for more of the overview approach because honestly, not too much has been changing for the past few weeks. However, I have been streaming this live on YouTube and live on Twitch, so you can check me out on either one of those. We do CatHerdays only on Twitch. On Tuesdays and Thursday evenings, I'm doing on Twitch and on YouTube as well, so you can certainly check that out, see how the free-to-play is going there as well. But I appreciate you guys hanging around. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Again, leave some comments down below. If you got any questions about the account, I can certainly focus on some cool stuff. And until the next video, I'm Bront, CatHerder.
Summer high, met you in August. New York, back to my cold apartment. Distance sucks, but at least I'm still with you.